Hello, everyone. My name is Zeotrex, and today we are going to be going through this week in movie news. So, I had initially done 2 episodes of this, and the reason why I stopped was mainly just because there wasn't anything interesting going on around that time, and I didn't have an efficient method to take a look at that kind of stuff. So, I made a new account to only focus on movie news, to bookmark and see. So hopefully this goes well. I really want to do this more often, kind of break away from just what I usually do. There will be a Scream 7 um, rant out maybe later today. Really just depends on what I'm doing. So let's just get into the movie news. First off, Sony Pictures CEO confirms that they will be fresh rebooting the Spider-Man spin-off films after Craven flopped. I actually have a much better idea on how to take a look at this. Um, Give me a second. Okay, so yeah, this is much better. So yes, Sony CEO confirms that they will be fresh rebooting the Spider-Man universe spin-off films after Craven flopped. So we're doing a sequel. We're back by popular demand. So yeah, I guess they are rebooting. They're gonna give it another go, and I think I hope that they learned their lesson. As we all know, this universe kind of fucking sucked. I did like the Venom films to an extent, but everything else was just total garbage because they didn't. The thing about Spider-Man is that he's not like Batman, where you can make like a solo spin-off film of Joker or a solo spin-off film of maybe like Bane or something. Spider-Man villains do have their motive center around Spider-Man and only really work with Spider-Man. Now, I think something like maybe a Craven movie would have been good, and Venom would have could have also been good. And I don't know if I have it bookmarked because it's been the week. The thing there is just that I'm trying to think. It's just you need Spider-Man in order to make these stories happen. Because I think who they did choose for the most part, I think could have worked in their own. I mean, Venom, he has had multiple just solo comics working on himself, but in terms of origin, in terms of his motive, in terms of his creation, he does need Spider-Man around. Maybe it's tricky because Spider-Man is currently in the MCU, and I don't think Sony wants to make a new Spider-Man. Although that's just been my solution: is just cast a new guy to play Peter Parker and just have him be there. Just have Peter Parker exist. So in the universe, and you don't need to make movies around him, around this Spider-Man. Just have him exist in the universe so these villains have a purpose to exist. However, I think part of the reason why they are doing this is because of Spider Noir, which comes out later this year, and I did do a trailer reaction for it, but that shit got copyright claimed and blocked. Like, whenever I get like a copyright claim, I kind of just ignore it because it doesn't affect the video too much. I don't get paid to really do this, so it doesn't affect it too much. I might take it down if there's like a risk of a strike. That's what I did with my Mortal Kombat 2 trailer reaction, which, oh yeah, I'll also go through that as well, possibly, and talk about that. But yeah, Spider Noir, I think, because there's also a Spider Punk movie and a Spider Gwen movie in the works here that I'm excited for. I think those are connected to Spider Verse, maybe, but Spider Noir I think looks good. I'm a bit hesitant on it. So, all right, up next is the Backrooms movie trailer. I'm not gonna do a reaction, just gonna kind of let this play. So I'm excited for this. The Backrooms are such a cool concept, and I love liminal space horror. I actually just recorded a liminal space horror game not too long ago, but I don't know if I'll upload it because my fan was on, and this is what that sounds like. It was hot, and it really messed up the audio, and I do like it, but at the same time, I think the audio just got really messed up in that. So I think the backrooms uh, are such a cool concept, and a lot of people. So this is directed by Kane Pixels, who made that original Backrooms series that kind of really popularized the Backrooms. Because remember, it was a 4chan post, and yeah, it was a 4chan post, and then it was a YouTube series that really made it popular. He also did some the Rolling Giant, but it has a different name. I'm trying to think of what it's called. He also did that, and so I think he's a really talented. He's 19. He's the youngest person to ever make an A24 film, which is incredibly impressive. And this. A lot of people are saying that like Markiplier paved the way, like paved a new way for these indie filmmakers to make these movies based off these projects or these games. Because I guess you could consider this like what's that game called? Exit 8. I do like seeing this puppet combos night shift. Despite my disliking of those kinds of games, I do think that movie could be cool. I can't wait for it to get a wider release here. So yeah, I'm really excited for this. I'm curious on how far he'll take the backrooms element, because something about the backrooms that a lot of people do criticize a lot is the fact that, hold on, let me just turn that down. The thing that a lot of people criticize with the backrooms is just the fact that, oh, we added way too many floors, we mixed it with other liminal space horror, and we added like a lot of SCP and monsters, and it really just took away from the charm. And I do think that is true. I'm curious on how far he will go with it. I'm curious if he'll incorporate elements from his own series here. But yeah, and another thing that I gotta kind of address is that, yeah, the thing with the Iron Lung. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, Iron Lung is paving the way for new movies." No, this movie was in development at least before or simultaneously along Iron Lung. It's been in development for a while, and yeah. But I'm so excited for this. I'm definitely gonna go see this. I wish I could see it with my sister, but because again, I think liminal space horror is fucking great. Um, Skinamarink. I know a lot of people didn't really like Skinamarink. I'm a Skinamarink defender, though. I do think that movie was cool. It's not really a movie though. It's like an experience. You got to watch it with a friend, and I think the movie was super cool. Not the best format for a movie, but it's experimental, and I hope this is another thing. This was already adapted. There was the American Horror Stories Backrooms episode. So there's American Horror Story and there's American Horror Stories, which is a spin-off of American Horror Story, and it was fucking garbage because it didn't understand what liminal space horror is. One of the appeals about liminal space horror is that it's familiar imagery. Like, let's let's just pull it up here. The AI overview here says that liminal space horror focuses on the eerie, unsettling feeling of being in transitional, deserted, or in between places such as empty hallways, airports, or abandoned malls that feel unnervingly familiar yet wrong. So, if I bring it back here, yeah, liminal space horror, nostalgic stuff like where you feel like you've been here before. That's just Mario 64, and it's so effective. Like stuff like this, it feels nostalgic in a way, but you've never been here. You might have been here, and it's eerie, it's creepy, and I want to see more done in here. I think it's so good. I love it so much. So let's move things back over to the movie news. So, Evil Dead Wrath has begun its bloody production. So there's two new Evil Dead movies coming out. I don't know if they're connected, but there's the sequel to Evil Dead Rise, Evil Dead Burn, and then Evil Dead Wrath. So is this the third? I don't know, but I thought this would be interesting because I think Evil Dead's a really cool franchise. Here it is. Here it is. Chris Parker, C3. Shout out to him. He's great. Venom R-rated animated movie in the word. Oh wait, no. Oops. That's the old tagline. Okay, I'll talk about that in a second. I kind of just went around and bookmarked stuff. This might be outdated news from like last week, but it's going to be a jam-packed episode. So, may as well just use this. Yeah, Venom R-rated animated movie in the works from Seth Rogen. I don't know if he's still involved. I would love it because he does some great comic. He did great with TMNT, and he's a producer on The Boys and Invincible. So, I'm very concerned because the actual details of Venom movie. Let's actually. Wow. Here we go. An animated Venom movie is in the works. So, Final Destination Bloodline directors are supposed to direct. I liked that movie, but Tom Hardy is involved in some capacity. So, that's the concerning part to me because how hard is he involved? Is he a producer on it? Is he gonna voice Venom again? Because what I just want to see is just a normal Venom adaptation. Venom has been fucked over so many times recently within the past year because they just don't know how to get him right. I didn't like Spider-Man 2's depiction of Venom, and Venom in this Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man isn't even going to be Eddie Brock, and it's just like I get that we can do new things, and it's not like I just want the same thing over and over again. But maybe it's just nice to get Eddie Brock as Venom and just have a lethal protector like movie. You know, so there's my thought. Oops, bookmarks. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on that. Just hope they do it right. Oh, let me talk about this. Marlon Wayne says the first trailer for Scary Movie 6 will be released in front of Scream 7. It was, and it was funny. So I did see Scream 7, and just quick opinion about the movie. Fucking sucked, as you can imagine. So I'm wearing the shirt because I'm gonna probably review it after. But the Scary Movie 6 trailer looks great. I really liked seeing all the new films being parodied, such as Sinners and Weapons, and I really hope they release the trailer online so I could go through and analyze it. Another thing is, I don't think it's called Scary Movie 6. I think it's just called Scary Movie because it's going to be making fun of the requels, which is like, oh, it's a direct sequel to the first movie, so let's just call it the name of the movie, like Texas Chainsaw or Halloween or Scream. There was Sinners, there was Weapons, there was The Substance, there was Smile, Get Out. Um, it was funny. Regina Hall and Anna Faris are back. Yeah, this is exciting. Christian Bell has been cast as Amy Rose in Sonic 4. Again, bit old news. This is about a week old, but she voiced Anna in Frozen. If you want like the best voice to listen to her, she's one of those actors where it's like, yeah, I've heard of her, but how much have I actually seen her in? So yeah, Amy Rose, I think she's gonna do great. I'm curious on who's gonna voice Metal Sonic in Sonic 4. If they're gonna give him a voice, I hope not. I hope he just kind of beeps and boops or sounds like Ben Schwartz. And this is another thing. McKenna Grace has been cast as Daphne in the live-action Scooby-Doo series. So McKenna Grace has been getting a lot of work recently, and I'm so happy for her. It reminds me of kind of like 2022, 2023 when Jenna Ortega was getting like a lot of stuff out of nowhere, and she was just like blowing up in popularity. And because like Jenna Ortega was probably around a bit before then, but like 2022, her career, like because of Scream, because of X, and like well, most importantly Wednesday, it seems like McKenna Grace is that. Also, if I had a nickel for every time that McKenna Grace and Matthew Lillard were in a sequel to a movie that sucked, I'd have two nickels. So yeah, Scream. Yeah, so A Quiet Place. I didn't see any Quiet Place references in the trailer. this bullshit. So look, the animation looks nice. It does look visually stunning, and I do think more Stranger Things could be good. But first off, I don't know why Discussing Film puts it like this. The animated series follows the Hawkins group on an adventure set. Like, because like they keep putting it anytime they talk about this. Like, yeah, did you forget? But um, yeah, I don't like that because I get it. Like, how else are you gonna make a spin off of it? But the events of the show are never addressed in four seasons 3, 4, and 5. They there's like a new character, especially this chick. First off, no teenager in the fucking 80s in Indiana looks like this, right? She looks like the she looks like the stereotypical liberal, which is like whenever someone makes like an attempt to make fun of liberals, and so it's like, this is the DEI, uh, like when Laura Croft got revealed for the new Tomb Raider show, and they were like, oh, they're just mad that I'm surprised they didn't make it look like this, and it was just like a very offensive like this, yeah. Sadie Sink, um, Will Byers, 11. I mean, I'll check it out. Some God of War stuff. Ed Skrein has been cast in Boulder in the God of War series. It's not a game I've played too much. Speaking of games, I know this is movie reviews, movie news, but Insomniac's Wolverine game will release on September 15th. So, yeah. First poster for the Backrooms movie. Yeah. First look at Grace Ashcroft from Resident Evil Requiem in Fortnite. That's what I've been doing these last few days, playing Resident Evil Requiem. Okay, and speaking of Resident Evil, this kind of pissed me off. This is this week. Zach Krager was given carte blanche by Sony to do whatever he wanted with his Resident Evil film, described as a complete new setup of the franchise. So, Zach Krager directed Barbarian and Weapons, two movies that I really like. Now, I've been getting really into Resident Evil. I mean, brother, look like look what I've been playing. How many hours are cut? 5 hours. And I mean, like after I upload this, make a thumbnail. I'm gonna go sit back and play it all days. So Resident Evil is a series that I really like a lot. RE4 is my favorite, and I really grew attached to this series. However, and Zach, I do like you a lot as a director, but why does this have to be Resident Evil? Because it sounds a lot like you're just doing your next big film after Weapons. So yeah, to do whatever he wanted, and apparently there was another tagline that said, "Oh, it's so far removed from everything Resident Evil." Then why make it a Resident Evil movie? We went through 6 fucking films of Resident Evil films that just play around with the characters but don't actually follow the story of the games. And I just want a Resident Evil movie because I do get the idea of an original story that takes place in Raccoon City with like the civilians fighting against like zombies infected by the T virus and whatnot. Because an adaptation of the game, yeah. So I'm a bit hesitant on it, especially. I don't think it will be a bad movie. I just don't think it'll be a good Resident Evil film. And the style is so different from what I imagine Resident Evil to be. Kind of, I can see how they can do the chapter format that he did with Barbarian and Weapons in here. So, yeah. Okay. Wow. Smiling Friends is ending. Um, this one hurt. Like this one actually genuinely did hurt. So, one of the main reasons why this is ending is because burnout, and I kind of get that. They didn't want it to turn into like a Simpsons or like a Family Guy where the series loses its steam and just kind of falls off. But there's also some frustration from the fans, which I do get. I'm part of it. that seasons 4 and 5 were greenlit, and now they're kind of just backpedaling and saying, "Oh no, we're done." I respect the wishes of the creator, of course, but at the same time, it's sad because there's not that much Smiling Friends. We only have like 27 episodes, and it wouldn't be that big of a deal if they were longer episodes. And there is the argument that the 11-minute sh- um, runtime does help with is fitted for the comedy in the style that they go for, which I do get. And I get it, man. Animation is hard. But at the same time, this is sad. I love this show. Smiling Friends is great. So 2 unreleased episodes will be released in the future. I think April 12th, and then the series will be over. Now, a few things that Zach and Michael also mentioned, was that the series, the doors open for them to return if Adult Swim wants them to. And in my personal opinion, I don't think it will go away forever. I just think there might be a break for a bit. Maybe that's just me coping. Pim, Charlie, please don't leave me. So, yeah. Oh, come on. Gotta scroll way back up. Mortal Kombat 2 trailer. Let's not watch too much of this because I did get a copyright claim from it before. So we got my boy Johnny Cage. I think the movie does look good. I'm a bit hesitant because Mortal Kombat movie sequels tend to suck. So get to see Scorpion, Hanzo Hasashi, Katana. So this is Bihan getting resurrected by who I'm gonna assume is Quan Chi, and they've been keeping him a secret from all the marketing and whatnot. Raiden, just kind of. Katana has the mask. She looks good. I don't like how the mask is done though. Um, Sindel. So this is probably Shao Kahn's takeover of Edenia. This is Portal map, Portal stage. Shao Kahn. You can watch the trailer for yourself. Okay, this. Wait, holy shit! I actually didn't fucking notice that. Quan Chi is right there. Damn. Okay. First look at Quan Chi. Kano's missing his eye, so Noob Saibot. There was a quick shot of Baraka. Yeah. So Noob Saibot. Look at him. He looks so good. It's obviously based off his 11 design, and I will say right now, MK11 had some. Sonya versus Sindel. Shang Tsung. Is that Raiden? Jade. Jax. Cole Young is not in this trailer. Um, Scorpion and Kano. So it looks like Kano's on the good guy team again. Okay, I was wondering what that green light was. So yeah, excited for it because Aang, whatever. David Harbour has teased that the Red Guardian and Yelena Belova will have a lot of beautiful stuff in Avengers Doomsday. New look at Shao Kahn. I kind of just went through and I bookmarked whatever. Here's the poster. Yeah, they've been keeping not Shing Tsung, Quan Chi a secret. I don't like this poster though. This just feels so. I do like that they gave Scorpion the white eyes, but Jackass 5 is officially set to be the last one in the franchise, confirms Johnny Knoxville. Makes sense. We're getting old. Oh, this shit. This is such a washed ass headline, and I would go on more of a rant, but it is also like 8 in the morning, now 9 in the morning, so I'm just gonna kind of keep it quick. Jonathan Majors will star in a new action film for the Daily Wire, and Shapiro is set to produce. Wow. What a headline. It's really unfortunate that people like Jonathan Majors, who beat their fucking girlfriend, gets more movie roles. Well, it is the Daily Wire, so I guess that makes sense. But people like Melissa Barrera gets fired from a horror franchise because she. Moving on. Okay, first look at Kratos in God of War. So this looks bad, like really bad. First off, you got way too young of a kid to play Atreus, because I think he's like what 14. You got like a 5-year-old here. No hate to the actor, and Kratos here. What a terrible makeup job. Like he just seems small, which is weird because I know Ryan Hurst, I think that's his name, who plays him, is a very big guy. Maybe it's the angle, just doesn't scream Kratos to me. Like here's him in the game, like very big and beefy. Looks like a bad cosplay. New G.I. Joe movie is in the works. Max Landis and Danny McBride. Okay. First clip of Ted 2. I was gonna do a review of this, but never did. You could go check it out. Ted is funny. Live action Astro Boy film is reportedly in the works at Sony Pictures. You guys remember Astro Boy? First ever anime? But I thought it was a fun movie. Okay. Five Nights at Freddy's 3 has reportedly been greenlit. The film will reportedly shoot this summer, aiming for a fall 2027 release. I just bookmarked this because I actually did want to talk about this a bit. I don't know how reliable the sources are here, so take this all with a grain of salt. But I mean, 2027, yeah. If we're gonna go from the time between the first movie and the second movie, it was like just a 2-year gap. So fall 2027, yeah, because well, let's see, yeah, first movie was fall, second movie was winter, third movie fall. Yeah, I get that. So very curious on what they'll do. Hopefully, they listen to a lot of the criticism from the second movie and don't just deflect it off as oh, it's for the fans. Because like, yeah, it's cool watching Five Nights at Freddy's on the big screen. I also do think we deserve quality. We deserve quality. And here is the big news that I'm going to end this video off on. Paramount is buying Warner Brothers. This is yesterday. Oh wait, I think okay. So Paramount is going to buy Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers has been in this sort of state where I'm trying to think. It's being bought. Netflix was going to buy it, and I think Netflix has since declined the bid. Let's actually scroll down to find it. Okay, Paramount claims that they will release a minimum of 30 films per year theatrically once they buy. Huh. Strange. That's a lot of movies. Let me. Paramount has already paid Netflix $2.8 billion to terminate their agreement with Warner Brothers. So, yeah. Oh wait, what's this? Oh, I would love to see Delroy Lindo in. Trying to think. Fuck, I'm trying to think. Oh, Pokemon. Waves and Winds. I'm trying to find more info. So yeah, Paramount is now expected to own the following assets and film rights: TNT, CNN, MTV, TCM, Showtime, Adult Swim. Yeah, you can read it all here. So my thoughts on this: Paramount's not the best company, but I do think it's better than Netflix buying them because Netflix has been notoriously anti-theater, and I mean, Warner Brothers is a massive juggernaut. I mean, look at what they own: MonsterVerse, Minecraft, Dune, TMNT, Avatar. They own Avatar? Wait, no, doesn't. I thought they already. SpongeBob, Avatar, TMNT. Don't they already own that? Because Paramount is a Viacom company, right? Whatever. They're gonna own all of that. Honestly, I'm kind of indifferent about it. Maybe I'm just not too smart on all this. So, yeah, Warner Brothers is being bought out. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it right there. Hopefully, I didn't drag it on too long. 30 minutes is quite a long time. So, yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and I will have a Scream 7 rant out by today, maybe. I'm just gonna wait till everyone in the house is awake for that. But until then, see ya.